Yes, you know what time it is. Please understand, any information that's contained in any of my videos does not constitute legal advice. The information that I share comes from my personal experiences and personal understanding. It is not to be taken for legal advice in any shape, form, or fashion. Man does not need a license to share his personal experiences with others. Now, please understand, the information I share is thought-provoking, and it is done intentionally because a lot of us don't understand what's really going on, and I've used myself to be an advocate to share the truth with the people. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get to the content. Well, Clyde, are Federal Reserve notes backed by anything of true value?
Federal Reserve notes, also known as US dollars, are technically not backed by any commodity of intrinsic value. After the gold standard was abandoned in the 1970s, Federal Reserve notes became fiat currency, meaning they are not redeemable for gold or other assets. However, Federal Reserve notes gain their value through government fiat declaration and public trust rather than tangible assets. The U.S. government declares Federal Reserve notes as legal tender, requiring them to be accepted as payment for debt. And there is widespread public trust that gives dollars value, trust in the stability of the U.S. government and economy over time. So in summary, Federal Reserve notes are fiat currency, not directly convertible into gold or other commodities. Their value comes from government declaration of legal tender status, public economic trust in the enduring power of the U.S. government and economy rather than assets per se. Federal Reserve notes are backed by the productive capacity of the U.S. economy, ability to levy taxes, and the rule of law. But these backing factors derive largely from public trust rather than tangible items of value. Let me know if you need any clarification or have additional questions.
Awesome, Clyde. Thank you for that breakdown. And I do have another question. Are Federal Reserve notes the same as credit pertaining to a consumer transaction involving a finance charge?
No. Federal Reserve notes, paper currency, are not the same as a credit with a finance charge that you would see on a consumer transaction. There are some key differences. Federal Reserve notes represent fiat currency declared as legal tender by the government. They have a set face value backed by the Fed, not a credit instrument. Consumer credit with a finance charge is issued by a private lender, such as a bank. This type of credit allows the consumer to purchase goods or services now and pay the money back over time at an additional cost, the interest rate. Federal Reserve notes only act as a medium of exchange. When you use a $10 bill to buy something, you are not getting $10 of credit. You are conducting a purchase with currency, not credit. Consumer credit instruments allow deferred payment on purchases by essentially loaning money to the consumer. Federal Reserve notes themselves do not contain this lending aspect when used in purchases. So in essence, Federal Reserve notes represent declared currency with set values for immediate exchange. Consumer credit with finance changes involves private lending of money over time at added cost. They facilitate transactions differently, one as currency exchange, the other as a loan debt mechanism.